Hello, I'm Mike, and that's Matt, and today we're going to look through another one of the many totes full of random stuff that I have. This is a new tote that we're beginning today. So in your guidebook, this will be Module 16.
The clear tote.
This is a clear tote. The first thing we'll start out with is an Amazon Frisbee.
Really don't need to say.
It's an Amazon Frisbee.
Hold on.
Put on your glasses now. There's an Amazon Frisbee. This next thing, I'm going to put on my glasses.
Don't bend it.
This is something that I got in the mail. Oh, no, hold on.
Do we need?
Here we go. Oh, no, don't leave. Just kidding. These are HBO guides that I got. Got on eBay, I think. These look to be from the late 70s, probably, based on the movies. 1979. This one features Burt Reynolds on the. Hold on. Who's on the cover of this one? Oh, who's on the cover of this one? Who's on the cover? Is it? Is it?
Burt Reynolds?
Yes, it's Burt Reynolds. Is on the cover.
Who's on the cover of this one?
Martin Sheen?
Who was it? Yeah.
Okay. So there's Burt Reynolds. Oh, look, you could have watched Ruby, the horror movie, back in 1979 on September 23rd or 27th. Clint Eastwood in The Gauntlet. On the back is Oh God, which was coming in October of 1979. So there's two HBO guides, highlights of the stuff in September. These are things you would get in the mail if you subscribed to HBO.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. In this, we have something else that I ordered. This contains, it's a TV guide with a cast of One Day at a Time. Bonnie Franklin, Mackenzie Phillips, Valerie Bertinelli, and Pat Harrington as
Joe
Schneider, the always amusing building maintenance man that they lived in. This one appears to be from Canada, Montreal, St. Lawrence edition. Okay,
That's cool.
Yeah, in Canada, all the TV stations, their call letters start with C, not K or W, as they do in.
Interesting.
Yeah. Do you know what all the TV stations in Mexico start with? The call letters?
G.
No, X.
Oh.
Yes, like XETV, I think, was a station near San Diego, kind of near. It was out of Tijuana, but since they're so close, I think it was X. No, yeah, something like that. So this next one is a Hawaii Five-0 cover TV guide with Jack Lord, who played Steve McGarrett on that show, and this is. Let's see. This is also what edition is this? It might also be. This is a Utah Idaho edition of the TV guide with listings for Salt Lake City, Provo, Boise, Casper, Wyoming, Thermopolis, Wyoming also. This is from September 19th, the week of September 22nd through the 28th, 1973. So Hawaii Five-0 was a big show at the time. In the middle, there was an insert where you could buy 8-track tapes. All right. So there's that, and the next thing will be here's a baggie of stuff that I've collected. This first thing is something I was actually looking for back when Phil Donahue died. But when in 1988, in around June of 1988, me and my mom and my grandmother went to a taping of Donahue, the talk show that was around back then. I was 16 at the time, and I wanted to go see a taping of Late Night with David Letterman. But unfortunately, at the time, there was a writer's strike. So there were no episodes of Letterman going on. However, Donahue, not being a scripted show, was in production. So when we went to go on the NBC tour, there was a lady who was asking people, "Hey, do you want to go see a taping of Donahue?" And who would pass up on that? I was actually watching Donahue. I was like 16, but it's a good show, Donahue. And I got his autograph. That is Phil Donahue's autograph. When they were taking a break, he was passing by in the aisle, and I asked him. He was signing autographs, so I figured, well, hey, can you sign my autograph? Sign your autograph. So he did. So I'm glad I found this. All right, cool. Also in here is a Denny's travel directory, which will tell you where any and all Denny's locations are located. So if you're on the road, you're in, say, Gilroy, California, you can turn to this publication, and it'll tell you that in Gilroy, California, you just need to go to 8425 San Ysidro Avenue, Highway 101, and Leavesley Avenue, and you'll be there. If you are in, let's say, I don't like Florida. If you're in Bowling Green, Kentucky, you can go to 4700 Scottsville Road in Bowling Green, Kentucky, and go on down to Denny's. So this is a whole. In Texas, there were some in Arlington, Austin, all over the place. Anyway, I've got 2 of these, so yeah. The next thing we have is a Dallas Stars ticket stub. In this game, they were playing Montreal, March 6, 1994. I went to that game. This next thing is remember in high school on football game days, and you get these little things that you were supposed to put on your shirt, the little ribbons, and it would say, "Your high school beat the whatevers." I went to Irving High School in Irving, Texas, and run over the Raiders. I believe that's LD Bell. LD Bell out of Hearst. I think LD Bell's in Hearst. Because Trinity's in Euless. Yeah. All right. This next thing. Now, some of these totes, including this one, I haven't looked through in a long time. So some of this stuff is surprising to me. Not that I have it, but just, anyway. This is a full-page ad for Batman. This was a Starts Friday ad. So I saved this whole ad, I guess anticipating that it would be a hit. Boy, was I wrong.
There's an article about it on the other side as well.
There's an article about Batman.
And is that Ramsey's?
On the back?
Yeah.
I think it is.
I probably went to that.
Yeah,
that year's exhibit.
The museum, yeah. Matt, tell me about that.
Yeah.
Okay, so our next thing is I don't think I'm going to go through this whole bag because there's a whole lot of stuff. These are kind of cool. These are program guides for Radio Canada International. This was a radio station that if you lived in the United States, or at least the southern part of the U.S., you could pick up on a shortwave radio. And I would listen to RCI, Radio Canada International, every once in a while. And I wrote to them. And I think they actually would say during their shows, if you would like a copy of our program schedule, please write to whatever address.
So that's what you wrote to them for.
Yeah. So I have one from 86, 86, 87, 1989, 89, 90. The earliest one is from 1985, 86. I don't know if maybe I was on their mailing list, because I can't see myself like writing every 6 months. Anyway, these are in French and English, of course, being Canada. So there's that. A few more things from this. This is a pair of 3D glasses from the movie Freddy's Dead, which was partially in 3D. I think the last part of Freddy's Dead was in 3D, not the whole thing.
It's like 6 minutes, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. So these are the glasses. These glasses also advertised New Line movies coming out. Suburban Commando, starring Hulk Hogan. And this was House Party 2, the sequel to the famous Kid and Play movie.
Might as well leave those out just in case you decide to go through.
Because you never know when something's going to fly at the screen. Hey, look, Matt. Did you know about Vicente Palacios? Oh no, Matt. Watch out. Here comes a frisbee. Ooh. All right. The next thing is, I'll just quickly go through this stuff. Here's a bunch of postcards that I got in California, Santa Monica, Hollywood, woman's boobs and watermelons, Hollywood, the Man's Chinese Theater. Okay. This is a seniors 91 notepad. Apparently they gave us notepads when I graduated. Another Dallas Stars ticket stub when they played the Blackhawks. This was on a date, I think. I took a lady to a hockey game on a date. I remember this. Yeah. And then we've got an Addams Family movie bumper sticker and a Vermont bumper sticker. This is a postcard from my friend Patty from 1992 in March. The Austin, Texas State Capitol. All right, let's move on to something else. Here we have a couple of programs from Texas Rangers games. These are from 1998. This one's from 1998 when they played the Twins. And this one is from 1997. Oh, you know what this is? I believe this is the very first interleague game. Because I remember I went to the very first... I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. But I believe I went to the very first interleague game. Because the way it was in the past, there's an American League and then there's a National League. And American League teams would only play American League teams and National League teams would only play National League teams. But in 1997, they started a deal where... you know, like
what he said, just mix the two.
Right. Anyway,
how long did that last, by the way?
It's still going on. Interleague play has even expanded to where every team plays each other now, at least one series per year.
Wow.
Every American League team plays every National League team one series, except for when they have those 4-game series when like the Rangers play Arizona 2 times and then like 2 months later they play them 2 more times in Arizona. Here's a TV guide from 1988, December 1988, December 3rd through the 9th. I need to keep this out to keep with my other TV guides. If you haven't watched any of my TV guide videos, I recommend it. What do you think?
I do too.
All right, so this one features our viewer's guide to holiday specials, and I think this is actually from the Dallas-Fort Worth area. By the way, if you're watching this and you have any old TV guides that you just have lying around the house, it doesn't matter where they're from, what city, I'll take them. Let me know in the comments. Because lots of people have old stuff and they don't think anyone's ever going to want them and they just trash it, and I'm like, I will take your old stuff. This is a Beanie Baby from McDonald's. This is Chip the cat. It's hard to tell because it's in the bag and I don't want to unseal it, but it's a cat. So there's that.
He's a phone, he didn't know it.
Yeah. But this is interesting. At one time I was considering a library science master's degree, and I only went to a couple of classes because it was just going to be too much. I didn't have enough time, and it was kind of tedious. And at the time, like 30 years ago, I was not ready for tedium. But anyway, this is a copy of the first paper I wrote. I wrote the first and only paper that I wrote in the TWU library science program, and it was titled, why did I title it that? The Old Man Smiling at Me, a Library Observation. I probably thought it was funny. You know what? I think it has something to do with, I think there was probably a statue of the assignment was go to a library of your choosing, make observations, and then write a paper. This was the first assignment in like the first library science class. And surprisingly enough, I got an A, and I got a well done.
Awesome.
Yeah, I should have stuck with it. So there's that. I'm glad I kept that. Here is a copy. Lots of people in the DFW area, especially older people, probably have a copy of the last Dallas Times-Herald. The headline saying, "Goodbye, Dallas." The Dallas Times-Herald folded in 2025, because I'm folding it right now. I think the last was 1992? 1991. December...
Almost 1991.
Right.
Almost 1992.
Yeah.
But December 1991.
Yeah, December 9th, 1991. So it's the entire paper. I kept a copy of the final. And there's stuff from the paper. Oh, here's the movie ads. That's always cool. You could have gone to see Fievel Goes West or The Addams Family back in 1990. In 1991, I was working at a movie theater. All right, so let's put that back. The next thing we have is another newspaper ad, and I believe this is a full-page ad for The Last Temptation of Christ. This is a 2-page ad for The Last Temptation of Christ. And you think anybody these days is going to read that whole thing? But, you know, it's a bunch of reviews. Last Temptation of Christ was a movie that came out in 1988, directed by Martin Scorsese. It starred Willem Dafoe as Jesus and Barbara Hershey as Mary Magdalene. And it was very controversial. It was based on a book by Nikos Kazantzakis, was his name, of the author of the book. But it was a very controversial movie because it basically featured Jesus with like romantic feelings and like, you know, like more human feelings. Of course, he was, you know, human as Jesus, but it was a controversial film. It played at one theater in Dallas. And then Matt's looking at...
And also, at the same time, at Cedar Springs video, you could buy original Deep Throat, Devil in Miss Jones, and Debbie Does Dallas for $14.95 each.
Natural double feature with Last Temptation of Christ. And then you could also see movies like Married to the Mob, Big, Die Hard, The Big Blue, which was a dolphin movie apparently, and Clean and Sober. I'd like to see Clean and Sober. That has Michael Keaton as an alcoholic who joins a program, I guess like Alcoholics Anonymous. And Morgan Freeman's in that movie too. Yeah. Okay. The next thing we have here is from AMC, the theater at the Irving 6 Theater. That was my first job. And this note says, "Dear Michael, congratulations on your award of Employee of the Quarter for the Irving 6 Theaters. I sincerely appreciate your outstanding efforts in our mission to deliver the best movie experience in the industry. We are equally as proud of your accomplishments as I am sure you are." I liked working there. Oh, I got a weekend off. Thank you and enjoy your weekend off. Well, that was nice. The next thing of note we have, I'm not going to grab all these, but I do have a pencil set. Some of you people out there may remember, like, these are baseball team pencils. There's Detroit Tigers, Boston Red Sox. We have the Rangers in here somewhere. Here's the Texas Rangers, the 2023 World Championship Texas Rangers pencil. This isn't from 2023. It's probably from the 90s.
Okay.
Based on the teams, well, none of this has really changed. Although I don't think there's probably not a Tampa Bay Rays or Colorado Rockies, which would age it.
And if you look at the erasers,
Unused.
they're all baseballs.
Ooh, they are all baseballs. All right. And then the last thing for this particular video that I'll show is my collection of grocery sacks. This one is from Piggly Wiggly, a grocery store chain which you can currently find in Wisconsin. And I think they're coming back to Texas. That's what I've heard. And there's also Piggly Wigglies in the south, in the southern part of the U.S. And then here's something a little bit different. It's a Piggly Wiggly bag, a store which you can typically find in Wisconsin. And I think some of them are coming back to Texas. And you can also find them in the south, the southern part of the U.S. And this next thing, oh, this is interesting. It's a Piggly Wiggly bag. You might recognize that store. A lot of them are in Wisconsin and stuff. And here's a broken Denny's cup. I think I just put too much stuff on top of it. We've all been there. All right, so that concludes this particular video. There's more stuff in the tote, but we'll have to deal with that later.
I fixed it.
Oh, cool. Let me pour something in there. All right. Well, that was fun, Matt. Thank you. Good job.